The stars shimmered like distant jewels, but Commander Wheeler felt a chill as he stared out at the blue-green orb slowly growing on the view screen. This planet, Earth, was primitive, or so the Zephyrin Concord believed. Far from their trade routes and galactic hubs, it should have been easy to study and catalog, but something about the signals they were receiving made Wheeler uneasy. "Captain, multiple hails incoming," reported the communications officer, her purple skin darkening as confusion flickered across her face. At least 40 different channels, all in different languages. Wheeler's eyes narrowed. Most pre-space civilizations sent scattered, chaotic signals. But this was coordinated, deliberate. It suggested something far beyond the primitive. "Open a primary channel," he ordered. "Standard first contact protocols. Let's see what we're dealing with." The image that appeared on the main screen stunned him. A human woman stood tall, her uniform crisp and immaculate. Her skin seemed fragile, almost vulnerable, yet her eyes shone with an intense clarity that pierced through Wheeler's confidence. "Welcome to Earth's solar system," she said in flawless galactic standard. "I am Ambassador Sarah Chen of the United Earth Government. We have been expecting your arrival." Wheeler felt a flicker of doubt. They understand galactic standard? How? Chen's smile was calm, professional. "We've been listening to your broadcasts for 70 years. We learned. May we invite you to our orbital station for formal discussions? We have questions about galactic law, trade agreements, and territorial rights." 3 hours later, Wheeler found himself in a sleek, advanced conference room orbiting Earth. The humans had fusion reactors, artificial gravity, and computing systems rivaling some Zephyrin worlds. "This wasn't supposed to happen. We currently have 47 billion people across the solar system," Chen explained, gesturing at a holographic display showing Earth, Mars, the Moon, space stations, and asteroid belt colonies. "We've been expanding for 2 centuries. Wheeler's second heart nearly stopped. The Zephyrin Concord, controlling 15 star systems, had only 32 billion citizens. How could a single star system support such numbers? "That's impressive," he managed. "How do you feed such a population?" "Vertical farming, orbital agriculture, and efficient distribution networks," Chen answered simply. "We've become very good at maximizing our resources." Over the next few days, Wheeler toured human facilities. Each visit brought more questions, more unease. Underground cities on Mars housed 8 billion people. Asteroid belt mining operations produced materials at rates that defied logic. Humans worked with an intensity Wheeler found almost aggressive. But it was the military facilities that truly alarmed him. When he requested a tour of Earth's defense systems, standard procedure for first contact, he had no idea what he was about to see. Commander Wheeler stepped cautiously through the massive entrance of Earth's military facility. The corridors were sleek, bright, and strangely quiet. Humans moved with purpose, not chaos, their actions precise and coordinated. Yet it wasn't the efficiency that unsettled him, it was what he saw beyond the walls. Holographic displays floated in the air, showing Earth's defensive grid. Wheeler studied the numbers, his eyes widening. Thousands of satellites, orbital lasers, missile platforms, and energy shields surrounded every planet, moon, and station in the solar system. Every potential approach vector, every weak point, every orbit covered. This is excessive," Wheeler whispered under his breath. Chin smiled calmly. "We call it preparation, not excess. We prefer to ensure that no threat reaches our people unchallenged." Wheeler nodded, though inside, a storm of doubt churned. The Zephyrin Concord had faced dozens of advanced civilizations. Yet here was a species considered primitive, outmatching many of them in defense strategy. Next, they visited a training facility. Hundreds of humans moved in synchronized drills, their physical abilities astonishing. They ran faster, lifted heavier, and reacted quicker than anything Wheeler had ever seen in other species. Robots assisted them, not controlling, but enhancing their training, pushing each human to their limits. "You see," Chen said, observing Wheeler's reaction, We've combined technology with human determination. Strength comes not only from machines, but from willpower. Wheeler's antenna twitched nervously. The stories he had heard from explorers across the galaxy didn't prepare him for this. Humans were disciplined, relentless, and unafraid. Then came the demonstration he would never forget. On the viewing deck, Wheeler watched as a squadron of sleek spacecraft accelerated into orbit. They maneuvered with precision, launching simulated attacks on targets while simultaneously defending one another. Missiles, energy beams, and electronic warfare filled the holographic skies above the simulation table, but not a single human ship faltered. "How many ships do you have in total?" Wheeler asked, struggling to hide his alarm. "Enough to defend our system, and if necessary, to project force beyond it," Chin replied without hesitation. "We've made sure no species can challenge us directly, yet." Wheeler's mind raced. The Zephyrin Concord had never faced a civilization like this. One system, 47 billion humans, advanced technology, an unmatched military, and determination that could rival any galactic empire. How could one species grow so fast and so powerful without others noticing? But the most disturbing part came when Chen leaned in, her eyes steady and unyielding. "You must understand, Commander Wheeler," she said quietly. "We don't wish for war. But if war comes to us, we will win. Every time." Wheeler felt the weight of her words. Humanity was not just a primitive world. They were a force. A force that the galaxy had underestimated, at its own peril. As he left the facility, Wheeler's thoughts swirled with unease. He had come expecting to meet a curious, fragile species. Instead, he had met the Galactic Supreme, hiding in plain sight. And something deep in his core told him that the Zephyrin Concord, and perhaps the entire galaxy, was about to wake up to a very dangerous reality. Commander Wheeler returned to the orbital conference room, his mind heavy with thoughts of Earth's hidden power. Ambassador Chen greeted him with the same calm smile, but today, the air felt charged with tension. "Commander," Chen began, "we would like to discuss trade routes and territorial boundaries. The galaxy is expanding, and cooperation is often the safest path." Wheeler nodded, though a flicker of doubt lingered. The Zephyrin Concord prided itself on control and influence. Yet here they were, a massive empire, standing before a species they had underestimated for centuries. "Our Concord sees potential in negotiation," Wheeler said carefully. "But Earth is isolated. Your population is large, but your reach is limited to one star system. Surely you understand the risks." Chen's eyes remained steady, unwavering. "We understand risks. That is why we plan carefully. And we have the capacity to defend not only our system, but to influence nearby regions if necessary." Wheeler felt a knot tighten in his chest. Influence nearby regions? That was more than diplomacy, it was a quiet threat. Over the next several hours, the discussion shifted to trade, exploration, and galactic law. Wheeler noticed something unsettling. Every time he suggested a negotiation or proposed a boundary, Chen countered with detailed strategies, showing not only knowledge but foresight. Every potential weakness in Concord policies seemed already covered by human planning. Later, as Wheeler reviewed the meeting in his quarters, his second heart thumped loudly. The humans were patient, but patient to an unnerving degree. They didn't just react, they anticipated, they prepared, and they calculated. And with 47 billion people and a military capable of unmatched precision, Wheeler realized that no bluff could intimidate them. Meanwhile, reports arrived from the Zephyrin fleet observing Earth's colonies. Every mining station, every transport hub, every city, even those underground, was defended, automated, and ready for attack. The numbers were staggering, impossible even by Zephyrin standards. Yet the humans moved with calm efficiency, as if the galaxy had always belonged to them. Wheeler's superiors demanded updates. They were growing impatient. But Wheeler hesitated. How could he explain what he had seen without sounding paranoid? Without revealing how dangerous Earth truly was? He decided on one thing: diplomacy must continue, carefully. The The Zephyrin Concorde could not act hastily. Yet in his mind, he replayed Chen's words again and again. We don't wish for war. But if war comes to us, we will win. Every time. Wheeler realized that for the first time in his long career, he was facing a species that didn't just match the galactic powers, they surpassed them. And the Concorde, with all its experience and arrogance, might be the first to pay the price for underestimating humanity. As night fell over the orbital station, Wheeler stood staring at Earth below. Peaceful, calm, fragile-looking, yet hiding a power the galaxy had never seen. The question now wasn't if humans could defend themselves, but how the rest of the galaxy would react when they realized the truth. The calm of the Zephyrin fleet orbiting Earth was about to shatter. Commander Wheeler had barely returned from his tense meetings when alarms blared across the bridge of their flagship. "Commander! Unauthorized launch detected from Earth!" shouted the communications officer. Wheeler froze. What? How? That's impossible, they've never attacked anyone. On the main screen, streaks of light shot from Earth's orbital platforms, targeting distant asteroids in the belt. But these weren't random attacks. The projectiles moved with precision, weaving through debris and adjusting course mid-flight, striking targets with surgical accuracy. Chen's voice came through the channel, calm as ever. "Commander Wheeler, please observe. We are conducting a defensive drill. No lives are at risk. We believe in transparency." Wheeler swallowed hard. Transparency? The humans had just destroyed hundreds of simulated targets at distances that would have taken Zephyrin fleets decades to reach. And they did it effortlessly. "They're faster, smarter, more precise than any fleet we faced," muttered Wheeler under his breath. Chin continued. "Our systems integrate artificial intelligence, predictive calculations, and coordinated human decision-making. We call it the Harmony Protocol. Every action anticipates the reaction of the opponent. Would you like a demonstration against your ships?" Wheeler hesitated, then nodded cautiously. The humans directed their attack drones toward a simulated Zephyrin cruiser. Wheeler watched in disbelief as the drones maneuvered flawlessly, dodging countermeasures and striking weak points with deadly efficiency. Not a single human-operated ship faltered. This isn't just defense," Wheeler whispered. "This is dominance." Chen's smile remained serene. "We hope no species ever forces us to use it. But if required, we can project force across our entire system within hours. Any attempt at aggression against Earth would fail. Every time." Wheeler's antenna twitched nervously. The Zephyrin Concorde had faced advanced empires, but none with this combination of intelligence, coordination, and sheer numbers. One solar system, 47 billion humans, and technology that surpassed even their best engineers. As the fleet watched silently, Wheeler realized the frightening truth. The galaxy had underestimated humans for centuries. And now, they had a power that could change everything. He sent a private report to his superiors, carefully worded. The Zephyrin Concorde could not understand the full scope of humanity's capabilities yet, but Wheeler knew it was only a matter of time before the rest of the galaxy realized the same. Later, standing on the observation deck of the orbital station, Wheeler looked down at Earth. Peaceful, quiet, fragile-looking, yet ready to defend itself against any threat. And in that moment, he understood why the humans called themselves the Galactic Supreme. News of humanity's capabilities spread faster than light through Zephyrin channels. Commander Wheeler's private report had reached the highest offices, and whispers of disbelief and fear echoed throughout the Concorde. "Impossible," one Zephyrin admiral hissed during a closed council meeting. "A single system, outmatching entire sectors of the Concorde?" Wheeler stood quietly, watching the holographic display of Earth and its colonies. Every report he had sent only confirmed what he feared most. Humans were not only advanced, they were organized, relentless, and unstoppable if provoked. Meanwhile, Chin continued her calm diplomacy. "Commander Wheeler, we have no desire to dominate. We value cooperation. But make no mistake, our systems and people are prepared for any scenario." The Concorde debated. Some factions wanted to establish formal trade and alliances, seeing humanity as a potential partner. Others whispered of preemptive strikes, fearing that waiting too long would allow Earth to grow even stronger. Wheeler knew the truth: any direct attack on humanity would be suicide. Their orbital fleets, combined with advanced AI, human coordination, and sheer numbers, could annihilate entire task forces within hours. The Zephyrin had underestimated humans for decades, and it had nearly cost them. Across the galaxy, other species noticed the stir. Traders, explorers, and diplomats began to report strange activity near Earth's colonies. The solar system, once considered quiet and irrelevant, was now the center of attention. Humans, however, remained calm. Ambassador Chen addressed Wheeler privately. "Commander, the galaxy fears what it does not understand. Our growth, our coordination, and our defense systems are misunderstood. That is natural. But we will continue to reach out peacefully." Wheeler nodded, but unease lingered. He had witnessed the drills, the coordinated military power, and the sheer will of a species that seemed fragile but was deadly. Every moment humans spent expanding and preparing made the Concorde's position more precarious. As Wheeler observed Earth from orbit, he realized that the galaxy itself was shifting. Borders, trade routes, alliances, all were being reconsidered in the shadow of one solar system. Humans had not fired a shot in anger, yet the galaxy trembled. And in the quiet of the observation deck, Wheeler whispered to himself, "They are the Galactic Supreme. And the rest of us have only just realized it." Commander Wheeler's reports grew urgent. The Zephyrin Concorde, uneasy and unwilling to accept humanity's dominance, decided to test Earth's defenses. Small reconnaissance fleets approached the outer edges of the solar system, scanning planets, moons, and asteroid colonies. Wheeler watched nervously from the flagship bridge. "They're testing them," he muttered. "If humans respond aggressively, it could trigger conflict we cannot control." Ambassador Chen, calm as ever, addressed him through secure channel. "Commander Wheeler, we've been expecting observation. It is natural for other species to question the strength of a rising power." Wheeler's eyes widened as he observed the human response. Earth's orbital defense networks activated instantly. Satellites repositioned, automated drones patrolled the borders, and energy shields hummed to life around colonies. And then came the warning: human ships, sleek and numerous, launched silently from hidden orbital docks. They didn't attack immediately, they positioned strategically, a silent message of readiness. One Zephyrin scout ship attempted to maneuver closer, testing communications. Within moments, humans intercepted it, sending data packets and simulations that clearly demonstrated the futility of any attack. The scout returned to the Concorde fleet, intact but unnerved. Wheeler realized what had happened: the humans had communicated their strength without firing a single shot. Every move was calculated, precise, and designed to warn, not provoke. Chen spoke again, her voice measured. "Commander, the galaxy must understand that we do not seek war. But if challenged, we will respond decisively. This is not threat, it is clarity. We do not bluff." Wheeler's second heart thumped in his chest. The Zephyrin Concorde had faced empires that relied on intimidation. Humans, however, required no intimidation. Their power was visible, undeniable, and frightening in its efficiency. As the reconnaissance fleet withdrew, the Concorde officers argued over the next steps. Some pushed for diplomacy, others whispered about covert strikes. Wheeler knew that any misstep could unleash human retaliation, and the consequences would be catastrophic. Looking down at Earth from orbit, Wheeler understood a truth that chilled him: humanity had grown beyond expectation, and the galaxy was only beginning to recognize it. Their calm precision hid the strength to reshape entire systems, and any force attempting to challenge them would pay dearly. In the quiet after the test, Wheeler whispered to himself, eyes fixed on the glowing blue planet. "They are ready. And we are unprepared." Commander Wheeler's heart pounded as the Zephyrin Council sent an urgent delegation to Earth. They had reached their limit. Humanity's capabilities could no longer be ignored. It was time to demand explanations, or test their defenses further. Wheeler watched as the delegation docked at the orbital station. The humans received them calmly, led by Ambassador Chen. Her presence alone exuded authority, intelligence, and unshakable confidence. "Welcome to Earth's orbit," Chen said, her tone polite but firm. "We understand you have questions about our growth and capabilities. Let us discuss them openly." The Zephyrin ambassador, tall and proud, stepped forward. "Ambassador Chen, the Concorde has observed your military exercises and industrial output. It exceeds expectations for a single-system species. We demand answers. How did humans achieve this so quickly?" Chen smiled softly, as if answering a child's question. "Through planning, cooperation, and determination. Our species faced challenges, scarcity, and conflict for centuries. We learned, adapted, and grew stronger together." Wheeler noticed the subtle confidence in her words. This was more than pride, it was a statement of power. The Zephyrin ambassador's antenna twitched. "And your population? 47 billion across one system? Feeding, housing, and defending so many cannot be done without outside help. What technologies are you hiding?" Chin gestured to the holographic display of Earth's colonies, orbital platforms, and mining operations. "We rely on our technology, yes. But more importantly, we rely on human ingenuity, collaboration, and foresight. Everything we do is sustainable and calculated. No hidden empire. No external assistance." Wheeler felt a chill run down his spine. This was not just diplomacy. It was a calculated demonstration of superiority. The humans were not pleading or defending, they were asserting dominance without firing a weapon. Then Chen leaned in slightly, her eyes sharp. "Commander Wheeler, let me be clear, we wish for peace. But if any species attempts to coerce, invade, or dominate us, we will respond. Efficiently. Decisively. Without mercy." The Zephyrin delegation stiffened. They had come expecting negotiation, perhaps intimidation. Instead, they received a calm, unyielding warning. Wheeler realized the terrifying truth. Humanity didn't need to strike to dominate, they simply controlled perception, strategy, and readiness. One solar system, billions of people, perfect coordination. The galaxy had never seen anything like it. As the delegation left the station, Wheeler whispered to himself, watching the humans return to their work. "They are patient, but unshakable. They are not just a threat, they are the future of the galaxy." The galaxy had changed. Commander Wheeler watched from the observation deck of Earth's orbital station as messages, reports, and signals from across Zephyrin space arrived in waves. The word had spread, humanity was no longer a primitive species, it was the Galactic Supreme. Even without firing a weapon in anger, humans had shown the full extent of their power. Orbital defenses, vast populations, advanced AI, coordinated fleets, all combined to create an unstoppable force. And yet, they moved with calm, deliberate purpose. Chin addressed Wheeler personally. "Commander, the galaxy fears us, yes. But we have not sought to dominate. Our strength is a shield, not a sword, unless provoked." Wheeler nodded, still awed. "Ambassador, I have never witnessed anything like this. Entire empires underestimate you, and yet, you've already surpassed them all." Chen's eyes were steady. "We did not set out to surpass anyone. We set out to survive, grow, and protect our people. The rest has followed naturally." Reports came in from nearby systems. Traders, diplomats, and explorers were revising charts, alliances, and treaties. The Zephyrin Concorde, humbled and wary, realized it could not challenge Earth directly. Other empires, hearing the same reports, were cautious, watching, calculating. Wheeler felt a strange mix of relief and fear. Relief, because he knew Earth sought peace. Fear, because he understood what could happen if any species misjudged them. Humanity was patient, but it was also relentless. In a quiet moment, Wheeler looked down at Earth below, glowing blue and green, bustling with life across continents, moons, and orbital platforms. It seemed fragile at first glance. Yet within that fragile world was a force that could shape the galaxy itself. Chen's voice came again, calm but firm. "Commander Veeler, remember this. Power is not measured by weapons alone, but by intelligence, cooperation, and resolve. The galaxy will soon understand that lesson." Veeler knew she was right. Humanity had not just defended its home, they had redefined what it meant to be supreme in the galaxy. The stars themselves seemed to bend toward this new order, and for the first time, the Zephyrin Concord, and every other empire, sensed that the era of humans had begun. As Veeler stood in silence, one thought echoed in his mind. We underestimated them. And now, there is no turning back. The galaxy had met humanity, and humanity had quietly, decisively, become the supreme power.